Here are some signs that somebody is trying to trick you into permanent housing. All right. This video, it is for not only seniors, but for people who have a disability of any kind, whether it's mental or physical. Okay? So let's go. Number one, people want to take you to a place, people suggest you a place to live, but they say that it trains you to become independent. There is no such thing. Once you sign that lease, you're going to be forever training to become independent. They're going to be giving you endless goals where it's like, no matter what you do, it will never be enough. No matter what your goals are, it will never be enough. It will never be enough for them to say, okay, you can go. Okay, we'll help you get a place. It will never be enough. You will be training for the rest of your life. It is a facility. All right? You will be training for the rest of your life because it is a facility. It is a group home. It is a safe. It is permanent housing. Run. All right? Don't sign that lease. Don't even sign a single letter. All right? Don't trust any apartment, any home that trains you to become independent. Okay? Number two, you read the lease and they say you will not be allowed to complain about anything. You will not be able to you will not be allowed to file a lawsuit. Like it says, you will not be allowed to complain. You will not be allowed to file a lawsuit. You will not be allowed to do anything. And even though they may have a little paper, a little sign on their thing that says complain to us, we'll do something about it. If their lease says you will not be allowed to complain about anything, then that sign on that thing, you call that number, you complain about them, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. You're gonna be waiting years for results that are never gonna come. All right? You're gonna be waiting years for results that are never gonna come. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. So, yeah. Okay. I'm talking to you. Let us know. So, yeah. Let us know. Didn't do ish for no one. So, one thing about that is how do I say this? If the lease says you do not have the right to complain about anything, you will not have the right to complain about anything. Whatever complaining company that they put on their walls are not going to do anything. All right? Once you complain about whatever staff is doing in there. That's how you know it's permanent housing. All right? Because when they say you will not complain about anything, that means the staff is very toxic. The staff is very toxic. They do not care about you. And they're going to treat you however they want to treat you. They're going to treat you however they want to treat you. And you will not be allowed to complain about it. Because once you do, the complaint company ain't going to do nothing about it. They're going to say they're going to help you by giving you a little report. But they should take more action than the reports. But let me tell you something. Every time you report to these people, the papers are going to say the same thing. They're going to always say that you're falsely accusing. They're always going to say that you're falsely accusing. You're paranoid. You're delusional. You're stupid. That's what happened to me. All right. That's what happened with Regional Center. That's what happened with Let Us Know. Let Us Know. That's what NO stand for. They don't do anything to help you. They may say you're doing something. They may say they're doing something. But here's the thing. If they really care, they would do more than just a report. They would have put these people out of business. They would have put these people out of business. Okay? These group homes been getting away with so much dirt for years. Most of these group homes should have been out of business. Should have been out of business a long time ago. So, here's another thing. So it's like in every paper report, in every conflict that you have with these staff members, they're always going to say that you're in the wrong, no matter what. So whenever a lease says that you will not be allowed to complain about anything, that means no lawsuits. You will not be allowed to complain about anything. Nobody's going to take any action to help you. People are going to be toxic and they're going to treat you however they want to, and they're going to get away with it. And that's how you know that that home is a group home. All right. Number 3. If they say it's permanent housing, and then they say you can come in and out of the house. They say this all the time. You can come in and out of the house, but they never say you can move in and out of the house anytime you want to. Like, they say you can come in and out of the house, but they never say you move in and out of the house. But even if they say you can move in and out of the house, you got to take a tour around the house. You got to know more than that. Like, can you really move in and out of the house? Like, can you really move out the house whenever you want to? Or can you only move out whenever your parents move you out? Because when you're in a group home, there's no leaving unless your parents get you out of there. So one thing is this. If they say you can move in and out of the house, even if they say you can move in and out of the house, instead of you can come in and out of the house, take a tour around the house. All right, take a tour. If this is, you need to know more red flags than just coming in and out of the house, because it's like this. If you, how do I say this? If you, if you take a tour around the house, the whole house is decorated, but that one room that you're going to be staying in, it's a group home. It's a facility. It's a safe. Get out. Leave. All right. That's the biggest red flag. That's how you know you're staying in the house. Like, another red flag is that if the house is already prepared for people to move in, like it's already got beds, it's already got tables, it's already got plates in the kitchen, bowls in the kitchen, it's already got stuff. It's already got stuff prepared. It already got drawers and all that stuff prepared in the kitchen. That's a big red flag. Like, it's got everything prepared, everything basic and prepared for you. Basic and prepared for you in the house. Basic, empty, and prepared for you in the house. Basic, tasteless, and prepared for you in the house. All right. It's a group home. Not only that, here's the thing. If you can move in that house for free, if you can move in that home for free, and you ain't got no money, if you can move in that home for free and you ain't got no money, that's a group home, that's a facility, and that's a safe. Go. Stay away from it. Run. If you can move in that place for free, if you can move in that place for free, all right? If you can move in that place for free and you ain't got no money, run. Because that's a group home. That's a facility. Stay away. Do not sign the lease. Ever. Stay away. Stay away. If they say, we will not get you a job, but we'll put you in a volunteer or a program, that's a red flag. I don't care if that program gets you paid. That's a red flag. All right? That is a red flag. Because they want to give you the bare minimum. They're not here to help you get you a place. They just want to give you the bare minimum. Where it's like you never have enough to really support yourself and to getting the things that you need, like to get you a house just in case you want to move out. And it's like, and I understand that volunteers, and let's say, for example, you don't have experience, so it's like, I understand that volunteers are really, I understand that volunteers are good for experience, but sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes that stuff requires a degree. Like, sometimes you need a degree. Like, sometimes volunteers are not enough. Sometimes a degree is not enough. Like, it's really complicated to get a job sometimes. Sometimes you need experience to get a job, and sometimes you need a job to get experience. Okay? Like, you don't even need experience to go to Starbucks. Like, you just need to work there, and then they just train you. Like, there's no Starbucks degree and all that stuff. You just need to learn how to work. Like, so yeah. If an apartment or a house says it requires supervision, it requires you to be taken care of in any way, shape, or form, don't go. Don't sign the lease. Because here's the thing about that. This is how you know it's a facility. All right? Okay? Excuse me. I don't care if it's required for me to be supervised for 2 seconds. If an apartment is required, if an apartment or a house or a home of if a home of any kind is required supervision of me to be treated like a toddler for any amount of seconds, any amount of minutes, hours, that's how you know it's a facility. That's how you know it's a safe. That's how you know it is a safe facility, a, a permanent housing that you're never going to leave. Because it's like, that's how you know you should avoid that place. Because, how do I say this? You're never going to get any privacy. Ever. So one thing about that is that how do I say this? So one thing about that is that I don't care if you have to be supervised for 2 seconds. All right. If it's required for you to be supervised at any given time instead of you being supervised as at your own pace whenever you want to be supervised, then you're living in a facility. It's a facility that you're about to be signed up for. Don't do it. If they say that you're gonna have to live with roommates, you're living at a facility. If they say that you gotta live with roommates, you're living at a facility. Like, if it's required for more than one person to live at that place, it's a facility. That's how you know it's permanent housing. If the apartment is only aimed for people with disabilities and seniors, don't go. Don't go. Stick to the apartments for normal people that accepts you. Okay? Disability benefits are not really beneficial. They just want to lock you up in facilities because they think you're criminals. All right. So one thing I'm going to say is this. All right. Pick a Section 8 for normal people. All right. Don't pick a Section 8 for normal people that accepts people with disabilities and seniors. But don't go to an apartment that are specifically aimed at you guys, that are specifically aimed at seniors and those with disabilities. Because those places are facilities. Disability benefits are not beneficial. Senior benefits are not beneficial. Like, retirement homes are to strip you of your freedom. Like, they're meant to take away your freedom. They're just meant to take away your freedom, all right? They are not, like, people just want to make money off of your misery, off of innocent people and unsuspecting parents, they want to make money off of just keeping you in these facilities. Like, there's no benefit from these disability and senior benefits. Like, maybe like a senior discount, disability discount, something like that. Like, to a degree, but at the same time, But at the same time, it's like, how do I say this? Uh, but at the same time, it's like, when it comes to the housing, people just want to lock you up in a facility. All right. People just want to lock you up in a facility. Like, seniors and people with mental disabilities are a waste of air to society, and people with disabilities are often criminals. And so yeah, they treat you like you're less than and that you're a criminal. So yeah, because of how the media treats you. Stay out of these facilities. Pick a cheap Section 8. Pick a cheap Section 8 like that is advanced, that is for advanced people who are already trained to become independent, that are for normal people who accepts you, and uh and how do I say this? Like, just, and that just allows you to move out whenever you want to. That has like, that gives you the freedom of speech, that allows you the freedom of speech without that allows you the freedom of speech without you, how do I say this, without that allows you the freedom of speech, that allows you a voice of your own. So yeah, because when the landlord is toxic at a Section 8, hey, you have a legal right to file a lawsuit against that. All right. Group homes, not really. Unless we speak up, unless we speak up about these things. So it's like, people from group homes, like, we gotta speak up about these. We gotta speak up about these issues. We gotta talk about how these group homes facilities just are not benefiting us, and we gotta talk about how, and if when it comes to permanent housing, we gotta talk about how we can improve these things. Like, they shouldn't exist, but if they are gonna exist, how are we gonna find a middle ground to make it benefit? Like, still make it temporary, but how are we going to make it benefit? Like, how we're going to make it benefit us? Like, how we're going to make it benefit us in a way? How are we going to make group home staff members take accountability for their actions? So yeah. Another red flag, that the home that the person suggested to you is a safe. If, how do I say this? The whole house is already decorated. It's already done, except for the room that you're going to be staying in. The whole house is already decorated instead of the room that you're going to be staying in. That, like, the whole house got a bunch of papers on the wall saying all that professional stuff, talking about coronavirus, we don't do discrimination papers, phone numbers, names, whatever on those walls. It has pictures on the walls. It has chairs, sofas. It has everything on these walls. and then the whole living room, it's got everything decorated, everything is done for you, as if you're living in someone else's house. And the only places you can decorate is your room. That is a sign that someone's trying to trick you into living in a group home. Like, the only thing that is already ready for you is that you got a bed, you got a dresser, you got a table, you got a chair, and that's it. That's all they provided. They already provided the stuff for you. They already provided some of the basic stuff for you. So the other stuff that you decorated with, like, you do that on your own. That's how you know you're about to live in a group home. So that's how you know you better avoid that lease. That's how you know you better avoid that lease. Okay? That's how you know you better avoid that lease. Okay? Let's say, for example, did I say this? Let's say, for example, I don't know if I said this, for example. Did I say this? Like, they say you can move in and move out of the house. They say you can go in and go out of the house. If they say you can go in and out of the house, you can come in and out of the house instead of move in and out of the house, they probably saying, when they say you can come in and out of the house, they probably saying you could take trips outside of the house, but you can't move out. Like, you can take trips, but you're not going to be allowed to move out. If they say you can move in and out of the house, they're probably saying you can only move out, you can only move in and out of the house when your mom says it, when your parents can do it, can move you in and out of the house. So, yeah. So one thing is this. Whether they say you can move in and out of the house, whether they say you can come in and out of the house, and they say it's a group home at the same time, like, I'm going to tell you this. You better not sign that lease. All right? Like, don't even sign a single letter, because once you sign that lease, your parents are going to be your only hope to get you out of that group home. And you better hope to God they get you out of there. Because once they decide to abandon you in that group home, kiss your dreams, kiss your goals goodbye. So one thing about going in and out of that house and all that stuff, whether they say you can move in and out of the house, go in and out of the house, look for more red flags other than that. Like, take a tour around the house. If they see that if you see that the whole home is decorated, but the room that you're going to be staying in, that's a red flag. That means you're going to be living with some roommates. You're not going to have any privacy. You're going to be living in this group home for the rest of your life until your family decides to bail you out. So, yeah, that's how you know somebody's trying to trick you into moving into a group home. Disability and senior benefits are not really beneficial. If they say it's a group home or if they say it's permanent housing, don't ignore this red flag. Right? Permanent housing means you don't get to leave. Or another thing is like, if, like, here's the thing. Like, stay out of any housing that is only targeted for seniors and people with disabilities. Okay? They are all facilities. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. They will make you stay there for a lifetime. They will make you stay there for a lifetime. Go to apartments for normal people. Go to apartments for normal people. And that will openly accept you. That will openly accept you. Okay? Okay. So, as I'm saying, so it's like, go to apartments, go to Section 8 apartments that accepts, that is for people who are already trying to be independent, who don't need supervision at all. You can move out whenever you want to, and that openly accepts you. Okay? And when it comes to supervision, make sure they do not require supervision. Make sure you can only hire supervision at your own pace whenever you want to. All right? You should not have to be under any forced supervision under any circumstances. Because trust me, like, supervision may be beneficial every once in a while, but it can be really annoying because you feel like a toddler needing to be watched every 2 seconds. Like, dude, I don't need help trying to do everything. Like, chill. I got arms and legs. I got arms and legs. I can cook. I can put on my clothes. Chill. I know how to read a book. I'm not no toddler. Hey, I don't need you to wipe my behind. Dang, let me do it myself. You know how it feels like when you're under that kind of supervision? Like, nah, like, so here's the thing. If, like, one of these red flags, you're gonna have to look for one more of those red flags in order to know what you're dealing with, in order to know if it's a group home. And that is when they say you can come in and out of the home. Like, you can move in and out whenever you want to. Like, you gotta take a tour of the house, look inside the other rooms. You know what I'm saying? But most other red flags that I just mentioned, if any home displays even one of those, don't sign that lease. Don't even sign a single letter. Okay? Once you do, you in trouble. You gonna stay there for a lifetime, and your family's gonna be your only way out. Your family's gonna be your only way out. Stay away from any home that you can stay for free when you ain't got no money. All right? God bless.